Sorry about that, I switched it off without meaning to. The zoom button on this beautiful Kodak camera, ZI-8, is the same button as the stop and start. So here we all are in London, enjoying ourselves on a Sunday. Everyone's been to see Prince Charles at his party and going home. Now here we are. What have we got here? Whoa, look at this! Wow, number 24. Now that one would probably take you all around Europe. Just get a buggy to put your kids in the back and off you go around Europe. There'll be plugs everywhere now to charge. You can just plug it into the car park. Wherever you park it, you can't leave it on the street, it'll be stolen. Wow, look at this, look at this! Cycle wheel. Now you remember those recumbent cycles we used to cycle around? Well, I sadly had a friend whose son got killed by a car not looking where it was going, driving a recumbent bike, just round his home street, Florida. Wow! Gee, just a three-wheeler. Now, it was 1p a mile 20 years ago for an electric car. 1p a mile. So it's probably more expensive now because electricity's gone up. Because we privatised our electricity and we're having to buy 20% of our electricity. Sorry about that. We had to buy 20% of our electricity from the nuclear power, nuclear generated power from France. There's a big cable coming through the tunnel under the sea, under the English Channel. So every time I turn on the lights, some nuclear power workers getting his pay packet filled up. So what have we got here? Electric drive. That's the smart car, wasn't it lovely? Now that makes sense. A smart car is small and light. It didn't make sense with an electric, with a diesel engine, because it was just as expensive to run, and you've got a tiny little car to run around in. But here we have, what's this, a Think City car. So they're getting faster and faster. See, I have to look at the screen here and I can't see it. A Think City car. Number 3. So I guess you can Google all these names and buy one. So I sold my car. I was living in New Zealand. I was just a school teacher, and I sold my car, and with the money I flew to London in '73. So when I got back, I went to parties. I had to get a cab home, but that meant I could get drunk. I was a young man in my 30s, so it was great fun getting drunk at all our opening night parties with our theatre in Auckland. And I realised that you don't need a car, because if you go to a party and get drunk, you can't drive it. So in London, I've been here 30 years, and I've had a free bus pass. That means free travel card. And that means I've saved the price of a very expensive car that I haven't used on the very expensive public transport here. Now, air is free. Transport is a social service, not a business. It's individuals visiting each other. So it should be a social service. It should be free. because we've already paid for it. Why do we have to pay again with admission charges? Now, as I think I said in another email, in Greece now they've run out of money, people aren't getting paid, they're having their pay packets cut, and so they can't afford to get to work because they've got to go through a toll. Whoa, it's the French one, that's a beauty. And so they just lift up the toll. You know, there's a woman in the gate, and she can't stop you. You can't touch each other in Europe. It's an offence, assault. And says, here's my number, sue me if you want the money. So they're just going through the tolls without paying. So this is going to become more and more common now as all the sovereign debt of the nations that have propped up the banks for having stolen their money. Whoa, what was that? I'm sorry, I missed it. Did you see that? Can you stop it? I think you can stop it in Blip TV. But I've got this at 60 frames a second, I think. I'll just check that.